everybody. I'm Danielle from Pro World and my cameraman today.
Yes, it's me.
Thanks for joining us on Pro World Live today. We are, as always, streaming on YouTube and Facebook. So be sure if you're out there, say hello to us, message in, let us know where you're watching us from. And we are going to jump right into sublimating some pillows. And I know some of you that have sublimated pillows in the past, or even just a polyester fabric. Sometimes you get those impressions left on the garment of the paper that's pressing into your fabric or your material. So I'm going to show you a trick to kind of smooth that all out so you don't get that impression that's left behind. All right, so we are good, right?
We are good.
Okay.
Hello from VA and PA and GA and Texas and Virginia Beach and South Carolina. Hello, Philly. And Jacksonville, sorry.
Okay. Well, hello, everybody. Okay, so what we're going to do today is I have different styles of pillows. So these are our newer pillows. They are a glittery, iridescent glitter fabric. So I did those in, this one's the champagne, this is the white, and then we also have a pink heart. So really fun, really decorative. I love glitter, so this is just and of course for me. But I think if you, I don't know if you can see the line. Can you zoom in? Do you see this line here? It might
Barely.
not be totally visible.
Not really.
But that's a line we're going to get rid of. So I'm going to show you how to do that. All right. So along with those pillows, we also carry a plush pillow. So it's nice and fuzzy. So it has a kind of, I would say, like a suede finish to it. It feels velvety, but not as thick as velvet. But it does have a nice little plush suede feel. Hold that one up.
Gotcha.
Okay. And then we also have like a canvas-like pillow. So this is a bit more, I would say, sturdy. That's like the worst word for a pillow, but it has a thicker feel, a nice heavy texture to it. So that's your canvas pillow. Okay. Any questions so far?
Hold on.
Okay.
We got some more shout outs from Los Angeles, Florida, Oklahoma, North Carolina's in the house. Yeah, somebody said durable is a better word. Durable.
Yes, durable. Perfect.
Hi
Way better
Florida.
than whatever I said. I can't even remember. Sturdy, I think I said, but
yeah.
durable is the right word. Thank you.
Brooklyn's in the house. All right. Terry said, do you have the inserts? Where is it?
We don't have the pillow inserts. No, we just sell the pillowcase part, the outside. Okay, so we're going to do the champagne colored glitter pillow. They all come individually wrapped. And what I'm going to do with this is I have a mouse pad that I kind of cut to what I needed. I had like large sheets of mouse pad. This you can kind of use if you have a thinner silicone pad or a perfect pad that you kind of cut to size. It's best to do a cut to size. So that way you're able to get this to work for you properly. So what's going to happen is I'm going to put this, I'm going to place it down on my heat press. And the key, actually, I'm going to show you off the heat press first, so that way you can kind of see it clearly. So what's going to happen is I'm going to put this on the heat press, and I'm going to take my design, and I'm going to flip it. And what you'll see is that my paper is extending over my mouse pad or my pad that I'm putting down. What will happen is when you heat press this part of your paper that's not against the mouse pad will not touch your pillow. So you won't get that harsh edge to the pillow, on the pillow. So that's what I'm going to do right now. We'll put this down here and get my pillowcase.
Oh, hi from the UK. Hi from South Carolina, Ohio.
All right, so the only thing that I'm doing right now is just kind of lining it up so it's nice and straight, because if this part's not straight, then your pillow won't be. Okay. And the seams to the pillow are off the, the seams won't affect the area that you're printing. This is a very weird seam. Let's get that over a little. Okay. All right, take your design, flip it over, and line it up. So you're basically, so you have, when you go to crease it, you can feel where your mouse pad is. That's what you need. You need your paper to go over the mouse pad.
Here's a quick question. Said, would the heat pad work if you don't have a large mouse pad? From Diana.
A heat pad. So the bottom pad of the heat press, probably not. You're going to get that impression. But if you have a different type of perfect pad, then yes, that will work.
She meant the pillow. The
pillow.
Yeah.
I'm not using a pillow only because they're specific sizes. And if you use a pillow, you have to make sure that your design is, or your paper is larger than the pillow. So since I'm working with an SG400, I don't have the capabilities of doing a very large sheet. I'm limited to 8.5 by 11 or 8.5 by 14. So that's why I have to be real specific as to what kind of pad I'm using. If you have an SG800 or SG1000, then you could print on your large 11 by 17 sheets, and then your pressing pillow would be fine for that because your area is inside. So really, like, the key for this is just that whatever, whether you're using a perfect pad, a mouse pad, a pressing pillow, has to be smaller than your piece of paper and bigger than your design. So if that made sense. So your design, make sure that your design's here, then your pressing pillow, and then your paper. Okay, so let's go ahead and print this. Feel like I've got all my edges fine. We're going to cover with a nonstick sheet and close and lock your heat press. We are at 385 degrees for 60 seconds. We're going to let that kind of run through, and then I'm going to just open this up and remove my nonstick sheet and my paper. So then we'll show you that. So is there any other questions?
Yeah. Terry asks, where can she get the insert for the pillows? Do we sell them?
We don't sell the inserts for them. I use, what's it called? It's like just fill, like doll fill from like Michael's or your art supply store. It's just any kind of fluff or fill that you could put in, or you can just do a smaller. These are about 14 to 15 inches. So you can just get any pillow that's smaller than that to kind of fill it in for you.
And also,
all right, hold on with that question. Let me just, so this is all done. So I'm going to lift very carefully because I did not tape it. And when you don't tape it, you want to make sure that when you lift this, we're not going to get any kind of shadow effect. So we're going to peel both at one time and peel it right off. And there you go. Okay, so that is all done for that one part of it. We didn't get any kind of shadow or ghosting, so that's perfect. And then we're going to put it back under the heat press and do the other little pumpkin design that I have for the bottom. But this is really just because I don't have that large format printer, we did it in 2 separate sections. And so that way you can get kind of a fuller imprint on your pillow.
If you have the SG500, can you print larger? And how do you do that?
The SG500, you can only do up to an 8.5 by 14 sheet of paper. So that's your largest. With the pillows being about 14 inches, that kind of limits you as to what you can do. There are methods out there to kind of piece the two sheets together and then print. So that's an option for you as well to kind of tile your design. But this is sort of the method that I like to be able to separate the design and do it in two separate applications. Okay, so let's go ahead and get my other mouse pad. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and print my pumpkin. All right, so if you have questions out there, I can answer that while I'm fussing with my layout here.
Terry also says, where can you get the large mouse pads that you got?
You know, I got them from a vendor or a manufacturer, so I don't know on the market, but I'm sure if you were to kind of Google mouse pad, or what are mouse pads? It's the neoprene, I think is what they're called. If you were to Google that, I'm sure other kind of distributors would come out for those different options.
It's called polyfill, which you were talking about, or
yes,
yeah, polyfill.
Thank you.
Hello from Antigua.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is just kind of get my placement here, and then I can print my pumpkin. Just making sure that I've got it where I need it to be, and that my paper is extending, again, over my mouse pad. So I have my mouse pads here, and then my paper edge is going past the mouse pad, so I'm not going to get that weird imprint that nobody likes. Okay, I think I'm good. I'm not totally covered. I'm kind of on the edge, but I think we'll be all right. All right. Oh, cover with my nonstick sheet. All right, close and lock. I increase my pressure just a little bit because I'm working on that seam of the pillow. So we'll make sure that we kind of get it all covered the way we want it to. But I'm at 385 degrees for 60 seconds.
Okay. TJ says, do you use a heat press pillow at all?
For this application, I'm not using heat press pillow, but we have pressed pillows in the past using them. But I'm really trying to avoid getting that line of the paper printing onto the pillow. And to avoid that, I'm utilizing the mouse pads or perfect pads. You can kind of use anything that, what I said before is basically any pad that you have that's smaller than your paper, but bigger than your design. Okay. There's lots of ways around that, but.
All right. Tamara asks, what press are you using?
This is the Transfer 15x15. It's the MP998. And I'm just gonna make sure my print worked out. All right. I am a little fuzzy. It didn't come out totally clean from my paper, but that's because I'm on a seam. But I think when you put it on this kind of shiny pillow, I think you're all right with something like that. This one didn't print nearly as good as the other one that I did, which is this one here. But sometimes that happens with your application. If you're not totally straight and even, or if something is kind of a thick seam, that could cause that. You do want to try and avoid the seam. I was kind of going a little bit against the rule of the pillow, but I think it still came out pretty good. All right, so we'll go ahead and print another pillow. We will use the canvas style.
No, our helper is not here today. She is taking a break from us.
I don't know if you want to word it that way. She had all from school today, so.
She had to get away from us.
So cousins are way more interesting than parents.
These are very useful designs for when you're trying to decorate for the holidays in a quick time fashion. You know, just to give something so people can look at differently than what they're used to when they walk in your house.
We have lots of pillows in our house on our couch, all different seasons. Sometimes the seasons overlap each other.
Creative Creation says, what sublimation printer do you use?
So I'm using the Virtuoso SG 400 printer right now. And that has the Sublimation HD inks. But this would also be fine. This method is fine for any sublimation printer that you might have. And let me just make sure that so the rule is your print has to be smaller than your mouse pad and your paper has to be bigger than the mouse pad. Because when it goes to squish it down, you want that paper overlap from the mouse pad so that way that imprint around the edges won't be there. Okay, so I'm good. I will cover my nonstick sheet and close and lock. All right, so 35, 60 seconds. And then once that's done, we'll remove the paper and your pillow will be ready to go.
So instead of using, this is from Joe Manuel. So instead of the mouse pad at the bottom, can you use the Teflon sheet instead?
You want something thick enough that it's pushing your pillow up. So the real reason you use anything around your pillow is because the seams are so thick. You have to get your seams to go away and push your area up towards the heat press that you're printing. Previously, we've used pressing pillows, like you can use the full pressing pillow, but the problem is that once you put your pressing pillow and then your pillow and then your design, you're going to get an imprint on the very edge, a line for where your paper is. So maybe we can, this one's hard to see because it's on white. Let me pull this up. Hold on 1 second. Do a nice, slow, easy open because I shifted. Because I didn't tape the design down. And you don't want to tape the design down because that will affect how it's, you'll see the imprint of the tape as well. All right. So here we go. And you have a little bit of ghosting there because my paper did shift. I scooted my hand across it, but for the most part, I think it looks pretty good. And then if you're zoomed in, maybe I can kind of, it's so hard to see on the glitter. Do you see that line right there?
It barely is very faint.
But that's the line that we're trying to avoid. Because if you were to do the pressing pillow, the 15 by 15 pressing pillow, and then your pillow, and then put a sheet of paper right here, this part, you're going to get the line from the paper. It's just how polyester kind of gets that edge of the paper. It's going to imprint into it, and then you're going to get a pretty noticeable, it's very noticeable in person, but it's really hard to show you on camera.
Here is a question from me now. So can you treat it like a regular piece of fabric and iron it out with the heat press and just flatten it?
To get rid of the line? To get rid of
that line, yeah.
Unfortunately not. Once this is in there, I haven't found a way to get rid of it. I've looked on other sources. People say to use a toothbrush. They say to use kind of Teflon or parchment paper kind of scrumbled up, but it still doesn't get that line out. It kind of is in there once it's done. So if anybody's has experience with pressing polyester or any kind of a garment like this, and you have that experience of that paper edge, this is definitely going to relieve that noticeable printed edge or noticeable impression, really. It's not printed, but.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions?
Adair says, what about the spray to hold it in place?
The spray adhesive, yeah, that's probably a really good idea. I don't have the spray, but that would definitely resolve that tape, that tape imprint that could happen, and also the ghosting. So absolutely great suggestion to use that spray adhesive. That will keep that paper locked on there for you.
Okay, and then Terry says, so basically if I had a smaller pad, if I had a pad smaller than the design, I can avoid the lines.
Smaller than the paper. So the rule is it's the design, pad, paper. So that's your kind of increments. As long as your design is smaller than your pad, which is smaller than your paper, you're good to go. And you won't see any kind of impression. So I think the pillows come in a 5x6 or an 8x10. So you just want to make sure that the paper edge is hanging over that pillow, and then you'll be all right.
Okay, and one more time, what size is the press you're using currently?
This is a 15x15 heat press. So this is the manual Transpro 15x15. You close it and you open it up. There's a digital time and temperature readout, and currently on our website it runs for $369. But we also have different model heat presses as well. But when you go to our website, proworldinks.com, and just go to heat presses, the Transpro line of heat presses are the ones that we've developed. So you can definitely check those out. Those are going to be the most budget-friendly heat presses for you. All right.
Okay.
Anything else? Any other questions coming in?
No. Not yet. No.
All right.
I know, puppy.
If you can hear our background, the dog is whimpering.
He wants that attention. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for watching. If you want, definitely send us some pillows that you've done on Instagram. We'd love to see them. Hashtag us, so that way we can take a look at those. We'd love to see them. And we will see you all here next week. All right.
They said wait.
Oh, wait. Waiting.
Hold on. What size is that pillow? That was the question you wanted.
Oh, the pillows here?
Yeah.
These are about 15 inches. So they range from 14 to 15 inches. So that's the size.
Okay. That was his. He wanted to make sure he asked that question.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you here next week. Bye.
See ya.